Possibility means you have a chance.
Passion opens the door to all possibilities.
When I feel like anything's possible, I feel kind of giddy.
I want to be an astronaut, an artist, an actress.
To visit another country.
All I need is a backpack and a pair of shoes, and I'll find a way.
That I'm able to do anything I set my mind to.
I've never felt like more things are possible than right now.
In the right shoes, anything's possible.
DSW, countless shoes at brag-worthy prices. Imagine the possibilities.
Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
All right, so you wanted to dive deep into the New York Yankees, right? See how they fit into the whole MLB landscape. But you don't want to get bogged down with all the stats and stuff.
Right.
I hear ya. Well, that's exactly what we're doing today. We've got a pretty in-depth report on the Yankees, and all things MLB, plus a good list of key terms so we don't get lost along the way. And look, the Yankees, they're an institution, right? They're a huge part of baseball history and culture. So we're going to figure out what makes them tick.
Yeah.
What keeps them so interesting year after year?
I think it's wild how those 27 World Series wins.
Oh, yeah.
They just loom over everything. They set the bar so high, for every season. The weight of that history is incredible.
There's a lot to live up to, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Seriously, think about that. And then you've got all those legendary names, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle. Our report even mentions Derek Jeter, more recently. It's like a dynasty of baseball royalty.
It is, yeah.
Yankee Stadium, the house that Ruth built. That's more than just a ballpark. It's a monument to that legacy. It's got to be a little intimidating to play there, I'd imagine.
Oh, for sure.
So, moving on to the current roster, our sources are saying there's constant tweaking and evaluating going on, trying to strike that balance between, veteran experience and young talent. I guess putting a championship caliber team together is a never-ending process.
Totally. In MLB, you just can't afford to stand still, The front office, the folks managing the team, they're always looking for ways to get better. They want that sweet spot, right? Experienced players to guide the rookies, but then the rookies come in with that fresh energy, push the veterans a bit.
And the competition for those starting spots.
Oh, yeah.
Who's pitching, who's batting in the clutch.
It's a constant back and forth.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, and then think about it, 162 games. That's a marathon of a season. It takes a toll.
Oh, for sure.
Our report was highlighting how every Yankees game is a huge event. Big crowds, tons of TV viewers.
The pressure must be immense.
It's relentless, that's for sure. You got to manage the fatigue, the inevitable injuries.
Yeah.
Stay focused day after day.
Oh, and speaking of pressure, you can't talk about the Yankees without bringing up the Red Sox.
Oh, yeah.
Our report says it's one of the most famous, most intense rivalries in sports history.
Yeah.
And you can't argue with that, right? It's not just another game on the schedule.
It goes way beyond that, all that history between those two teams, those legendary moments they've created, the stakes are always so high, and then you've got those passionate fan bases on both sides.
It's palpable.
Yeah, every game against each other has major implications for the standings in the AL East.
And it seems like those two teams are just, constantly aware of each other.
Yeah.
The Yankees fans checking the Red Sox schedule and vice versa. It's like they're measuring themselves against each other.
For sure. It's a rivalry that just fuels the whole season, Even when one team's having a down year, those games against each other.
They still matter.
Yeah, absolutely. They still matter.
Yeah. So where do the Yankees stand in the big picture? Right? Let's talk MLB standings. We've got the American League and the National League, each split into East, Central, and West divisions.
Right.
The Yankees, of course, are battling it out in the AL East, which is consistently a real dogfight.
It is. Every year, you've got multiple teams from that division vying for playoff spots.
Yeah.
Making every single series a slugfest.
And it's all about that win-loss record. Right. But our report mentions other things like games behind, winning percentage, even runs scored and allowed.
Yeah, those other metrics can tell you a lot, Games behind, well, that's obvious. It shows you how far you are from the leader.
Right.
Winning percentage is a good way to compare teams who haven't played the same number of games.
I see.
And then run differential, basically, how many runs you score versus how many you give up. That can give you a sense of a team's overall strength. If they're consistently outscoring opponents, that's a good sign.
Okay, makes sense.
Some analysts even use that to predict how many games a team should win based on historical data, yeah.
Wow, so all this builds up to the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Top teams from each division, plus those wild cards.
Right.
They all get a shot at the World Series.
The ultimate prize. After 162 games, it all comes down to that.
It's intense.
The whole regular season is just about positioning yourself for October, you know?
Yeah.
To make the playoffs, and then it's a whole different level of competition.
For sure. Now, speaking of keeping up with all this, our report mentions keeping an eye on, like, today's games, today's scores. There are tons of websites and apps that give you real-time updates.
Yeah, now more than ever, fans can track every pitch, every stat.
It's incredible.
It really adds to the experience.
Totally. Now, let's talk about some specific players. Our sources mentioned Adam Ottavino, a relief pitcher.
Yeah, a veteran.
Known for his unusual style and his ability to strike batters out.
Yeah.
Why are relievers like him so important?
Well, relief pitchers, they come in at those critical moments.
Yeah.
You know, to stop the other team from scoring, hold on to a lead, basically bridge the gap from the starter to the closer.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a strong bullpen, you know, relievers you can trust in those high-pressure situations.
That's huge.
Absolutely. And Ottavino, he's good at racking up strikeouts, which is really valuable late in a game.
He sounds like the guy you want on the mound when the game's on the line.
You got it.
Okay. Our report also mentions Devin Williams, even though he's with the Brewers.
Right.
Apparently, he's got this changeup, they call it an airbender, that's almost unhittable. Why are we talking about him if he's not a Yankee?
Well, he's a great example of how a single relief pitcher can completely change the game. His success is kind of like a blueprint, you know, what the Yankees and every other top team are trying to build in their bullpen.
I see. Now, back to the Yankees specifically. Their offensive power, that's a big strength, right?
Oh, yeah. Historically, the Yankees have always been known for their hitting, especially their home run power.
And they're still living up to that reputation.
Yeah, they put a ton of pressure on opposing pitchers. One swing of the bat can turn the whole game around.
For sure. And their pitching depth is another strength. Having those quality starters and relievers is crucial.
It's essential. You need starters to go deep into games, and then you need the bullpen to shut things down.
Mm-hmm.
The season's so long, you gotta have options.
And that's where the injuries come in, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, pitching injuries are a fact of life in baseball.
Yeah.
If you lose a key pitcher for a long time, it can really hurt your chances.
Okay. Our report also talked about defensive consistency. You can't just rely on highlight reel plays.
No way. Solid defense is all about making the routine plays consistently, preventing errors, you know, not giving the other team extra bases.
Yeah.
It's like a safety net for your pitching staff.
Right. And then, of course, there's that tough competition in the AL East.
Oh, yeah, we got to mention that again.
Red Sox, Blue Jays, Rays, Orioles, they're all serious contenders.
It's a battle royale every year.
So let's move beyond the players themselves for a minute. What about the manager's role? All those decisions, you know, setting the lineup, making those pitching changes mid-game, keeping everyone motivated.
A good manager, they're like a chess master. You know, they got to know their players inside and out, make those tough calls on the fly, and keep the team together through thick and thin.
I bet those pitching changes get scrutinized like crazy.
Oh, yeah. Every move gets analyzed.
And then there's the front office strategy.
Yeah.
Player acquisition, development, payroll management, setting the long-term vision for the team.
That's the big picture stuff.
You got to be smart in the draft, make good trades, sign the right free agents.
All while staying within budget.
It's a balancing act.
It is, for sure.
Okay, and finally, that team cohesion, having that positive atmosphere, strong leadership, good communication, that all matters. Yeah.
Huge. Baseball's a team sport, no doubt about it. When players trust each other, support each other,
Yeah.
it makes a difference on the field, especially when things get tough.
So let's talk money. Revenue streams, you know, ticket sales, TV deals, merchandise, sponsorships. The Yankees are a valuable franchise, right? That's not a surprise.
No, they're a global brand, which means big bucks.
Right.
But of course, with that comes high expectations.
Yeah, that makes sense. And what about player salaries? MLB players are some of the highest paid athletes.
They are?
How does that impact team finances?
Well, you have to be careful, right? You want to attract top talent, but you also need to stay within budget.
Sure.
It's a constant dilemma for front offices.
Okay. Our report also mentioned the luxury tax, designed to keep teams from just, like, spending recklessly.
Yeah, like a soft salary cap.
Right. The Yankees have run into that before, haven't they?
They have?
So what does that actually mean for a team?
Well, if your payroll goes above a certain limit, you got to pay a penalty.
Ah, interesting.
It's meant to keep things a little more fair, stop the richest teams from just buying all the best players.
I see. So what's the future hold for baseball? Technology seems to be playing a bigger and bigger role.
It is. We're seeing more data analytics, more player tracking, and that's influencing everything, scouting, training, in-game decisions.
It feels like the game's always evolving.
It is.
Okay. What about rule changes? I know they've been trying to speed up the game, make it more exciting for fans.
Yeah, and those changes can have a big impact.
Right.
You change the rules, you change how the game is played,
It's a ripple effect.
Exactly.
And finally, what about the globalization of baseball? More international players than ever.
Right. The game's becoming more popular all over the world.
And that's exciting.
It is. We're seeing all sorts of playing styles, and the talent pool is just getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah. So wrapping things up, it's clear that the Yankees, they're not just a team, they're a part of this huge tapestry, right? All that history, the competition, the individual talent, the strategies, the business side of things, it's all connected.
Oh, yeah. It's a complex ecosystem.
And to really appreciate the Yankees, you got to understand all those different pieces.
And it's those pieces, the legends of the past, the new technology, the global reach, they all make up this incredible story that just keeps going.
Okay, so one last thought for you to ponder. With all this new technology coming into baseball, how will those classic rivalries like the Yankees and the Red Sox change? Think about the data-driven strategies versus that raw human element of competition.
Interesting.
Yeah, definitely something to think about. And we'll leave it there for today. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We'll see you next time.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.